Right, exactly. Hi, this is Maria at the Crested Butte Library, and you're joining us on our on the evening of the 7th of December, and and we are here for Mindfulness session for caregivers with Jessica Noll, and we're gonna get going here in just a minute. We're happy to see you, and we're gonna get going. It's a beautiful winter night. Thanks for tuning in. Here's Jessica.
Hello guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. One second, I'm just gonna grab my notes.
I'm doing a little adjusting here while you guys get settled.
What? Oh, it's totally up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Got the pink one. Okay, awesome,
If
perfect.
you want it lower, we can shift it.
No, that works great.
Okay, let's get started with that.
And Dahlia's here.
I think
Yeah.
Dahlia's here.
Hello. Awesome. Okay. Perfect. So thank you guys for being here. My name is Jessica, and I am a 200-hour certified yoga teacher and a 95-hour certified children's yoga teacher. I've spent a lot of my work with kids throughout my life, and I've worked in a preschool. I've been a behavioral therapist for both adults and children with autism, and now I get to teach yoga in this beautiful mountain town. So I am passionate about sharing mindfulness with children. I think specifically because of my own path, about when I found mindfulness in my own life, how it's just kind of transformed my life and my journey. And I just know that if I had those tools at a younger age, it would have saved me a lot of suffering. I think that kids are where it's all at, and they're the future. And if we start from a young age of teaching kids how to navigate the stressors and deal with hard times in life, then we'd be able to support them in getting their own unique light to shine. So I think all of us have this unique purpose in the world, and a lot of the stuff in the world gets in the way. So if we have tools to kind of remove that stuff and just let our light shine brighter, then it's going to help serve the world. So I want to be here to support you in supporting your children to be the best version of themselves. So this can be kind of like a open discussion. So at any point you have questions or want to talk about, feel free to stop me. So I thought that we would just start off with a little grounding. So if you feel comfortable, just taking a moment maybe to close the eyes, or just keeping a soft gaze at the ground. Then a second just to sit up nice and tall. And just feel that breath that moves inside of you. So bring your awareness to your belly, maybe softening those muscles. See if you can notice that natural rise and fall. The belly, the chest, maybe follow the air as it rises all the way up. As you breathe out, just allowing that to release, to ground, and soften any tension. Just taking a few breaths like that, just seeing if you can follow the movement of the breath from the belly to the chest and back down again. Okay. Just feeling earth beneath the hips, softening the shoulders, maybe finding a little bit more length in your spine. Taking another big breath like that. And when you feel ready, maybe blinking the eyes open. Just come back. Present moment, this room. great job. It was the first step in practicing mindfulness. So I think as adults working with children, the first steps in being able to share mindfulness with our children is being able to kind of practice it within ourselves. So finding that place of groundedness inside of us so that we can show up for that way for our kids too. So what is mindfulness? I think it can be a pretty big word. And in a definition of it is mental state of awareness, openness, focus, or the present moment, engaging in the present moment with clarity, wisdom, and kindness. I like that second one a lot too, talking about the kindness, because we can be in the present moment, but if we're engaging with it while judging, criticizing, and anger, what good does that really do? So being in the present moment, but choosing to kind of observe it with kindness for ourselves. So I think both those are big fancy ways to say it. I like to kind of think of it in a smaller scale as just finding a healthier way of being a human being. So a nicer way to kind of engage with the world. I think all of us at our core, especially kids, because they have less of this stuff, are just have this like innate peaceful being. And then all the stuff in the world kind of gets in the way. So I think mindfulness is kind of finding a way to move that stuff out of the way to get closer to that peace. And I think the really cool thing about kids is you can see it in them all the time, the way they engage with the world, every way. They're finding cool ways to be mindful all the time. They're so immersed in their imaginative play, or all the fun things. I learn so much when I hang out with kids, just of how they like interact with the world. So I think as caregivers for children, it's finding ways to like help them keep that almost. I think they're closest to that connection with their young. Just the way you kind of feel your feet touch the ground. So I often teach it to kids as mindful versus full mind. So being mindful is the opposite of having a full mind. So when all of that stuff is kind of in the way, we can choose to kind of be and embody all of that, or we can kind of take ourselves away from the stuff. So the stuff is going to happen. Like kids especially have all these things going on as they're trying to process the world. And adults, we get a lot more stressors kind of getting in the way. So if we can choose to either live in that or take a step back and kind of watch it go by. So like I imagine an ocean, and if we're sitting in the middle of the ocean, letting the waves kind of take us, and just every single wave, or we can step out of the ocean and be the person on the shore who gets to navigate the boat, so allowing us to be more empowered over our choices. And I think for kids, it's, a lot of times they have to try these things anyway. So they got to get into the ocean. They're going to get carried away by the waves, but maybe as their caregivers, being able to like throw floaties at them, or giving them tools to be able to make it a little easier as they start to like go into the ocean again, because we all do it. Oh, perfect, ocean. I love it. Nice. You got the ocean book. So mindful in what's going on. Huh? Amazing. So I think a lot of times kids have all these emotions, and they're young and learning how to express. And so a lot of times they have big behaviors, and as a parent or any sort of caregiver, especially as we're going on our day, sometimes it can be hard to navigate the big behaviors. It's like, okay, no, I just need you to do this, but their brains aren't comprehending the same way as an adult would. And so, it can come off as acting out or having meltdowns and the tantrums. But I like to, a teacher always taught me, like, behind every behavior is a need. Kids are always trying to communicate something, whether that be, that they need space. They need a quiet room right now, or maybe they aren't feeling safe in an environment, or they need help with something, or they're processing an emotion. So I think every single behavior meltdown, there's an underlying need. It might not always be the easiest to find that need in the middle of the behavior. So, I like to say it's best to kind of help, hold space for the behavior to pass, and then kind of talk to them back around it. So why practice mindfulness? It can offer a lot of health benefits. It can help improve self-esteem, focus, our digestion and immune system. It can help with faster healing, help improve sleep, problem solving, and minimize the impact of stress. So I think we're all going to experience stress, but do we have the tools to be able to impact it, to help navigate the stress? And having a more still mind can help us have a more relaxed body. In yoga, we a lot of times say that we hold the issues in the tissues. So at a young age, we can help kind of minimize that holding by teaching the kids to kind of move their bodies around and get that out. So how do we teach mindfulness to children? My favorite way is just starting with the breath. So I think the breath is a superpower, and it's one of the biggest tools that we as adults and children can kind of utilize to connect with. So I think it's fun because there's so many tools to teach kids of every age how to use the breath. Balloon breath is one of my favorite tools. So I'll bring the balloon into a classroom with kids or whenever I'm working with kids, and to kind of visually let them see. As we breathe in, the balloon's getting bigger. As we breathe out, the balloon's getting smaller. So we have balloons in our bodies, and a lot of times kids can identify that there are lungs in our belly. Yeah, and so we breathe in, and that balloon gets big, and we breathe out and get small. Yeah, have you seen it before?
Balloon in your belly?
I think we practiced balloon breath one time, right?
In my belly.
Yeah. What color is your balloon? Got an orange one over there? Watch mine get big. Ready? Yeah, you got it. Nice. Big balloon.
Do your belly feel?
Do you have a balloon in there? You got a balloon in your belly? Check it out.
She
You got a pink one? You got a pink balloon? And then sometimes it's fun to fill it up really big and let it go. You can be a silly balloon too. Do you have a silly balloon in there? Oh, you got a silly balloon in your belly?
Sometimes we talk about swallowing frogs when we have the hiccups. Just like a ribbit.
Oh. Cool. And then so just all the different ways to get them to connect with the sensations in their body. Yeah, and like, because I think, and that can even help with so many other things, like potty training and eating, and when it gets, so when I know that sensation goes on, that this is what it means. So like verbalizing what that is. And so like, then we get a grasp on our body. I think, I struggled with anxiety in my childhood for a while, and now I like still, as an adult, I can have those sensations come in, but I can name them instead of like holding on to them. And like, so learning what those sensations, that's a sensation of anxiousness in my body. This can come from that, instead of like owning it, this is going to tear it up, Another one I like a lot is the candle breath. So you can just like have a finger taking a big breath in and blowing out the birthday candle. We're trying to blow it out. How many birthday candles do you have? I got 4. Oh, you got one right there? Did you get it?
Let's see if you blow it up.
Oh. You blow it?
Yeah.
You got it! Cool.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh, look, this one's gonna blow away.
Is it silly? I love how we always have our birthday candles with us.
Yeah, it's such a good
Just
tool,
in
right?
case you need it.
And I think the key is teaching them before the big emotions and behavior come. So then in those moments, like, okay, we're not reasoning, like we're not going to talk it out in this moment. We got to calm it down. So can we like use our breath to bring us back to like a little bit of calm? You got a birthday candle right there. I saw it. Another fun one is this, like even just a tissue. So I'm starting to visualize the breath, and I think this one's fun for like the younger ages too.
Oh, yeah.
Look, my breath made it move. I can make it go fast. Or slow. Wow. You want to try? You want to try the tissue? No?
Yeah.
Let me see. Can you make it move? Whoa! You make your tissue dance?
Use your hands or use your breath. Here, hold it.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, really, really hard.
Can you make it go fast?
Oh, whoa, that was big.
What about slow? How slow can you go? Silly tissue! Whoa! You make your tissue fly. Ready? Oh, mom's got it. Whoa!
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, she got your hair. Yeah. Oh, and you could try it without a tissue. You can see. Can you feel it on your hand? You feel your breath?
Blow your hand.
You don't feel it on your finger, but
Yeah,
you feel it on your hand.
You can see if it feels hot or cold. Whoa.
That's right.
And it's always the key to try it without the spitting. Sometimes I try, I'm like, oh wait, no, not the spit everywhere. Another fun one I like to use is the straw breath. You can try straw, just like blowing through your hand, or if you have a straw at home, you can use the straw. I'll bring ping pong balls out, and we can use the straw to make the ping pong ball move. Sometimes if we're at the yoga studio, I'll use blocks, and we can set up like a maze or like a little obstacle course and try to make the ball move through it. So it's like it comes through in games. So our kids' yoga looks nothing like the adult yoga. We just make a whole bunch of games and like how can we use our breath? But then it brings that like awareness and the connection with the breath from that young age. Like I don't think as a kid I had any clue that I had control over my breath. Yeah. And that I could use my breath to actually like impact things. So I'll usually check in with the kids too as I offer like the different breathing techniques. Like how did that one feel in your body? Or which one was your favorite out of those? And some of them will be like, I really liked, balloon breath, but I didn't like that tissue breath. Okay, great. You don't have to do tissue breath because we all get to decide like what tool works for us. So if tissue breath isn't really a fun one for you, you don't have to do that one.
I think about how when I was young, there was a lot of like, take a deep breath, and it was all up in here.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a lot of,
Yeah.
it's just not, I just think it's such an opportunity for little people to learn
Yeah.
from the beginning that, don't have to hold your belly in.
Yeah.
You have to make a balloon so you can breathe.
Yeah.
And so you can see it, Not this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's so like, tense,
Mhm. And it's cool. Then you'll see them start to get it. Like I work in one of the preschools in town. I go in and I've worked with as young as like the 1 to 2 year old classroom. And at first they're kind of like, what's this lady talking about? Just kind of like coming around me. But I'll just, I'll bring them balloon and show them how it goes up and down. And eventually as they've gotten older now, I've been working with them for over a year now. They've like seen it. They've gone and they're like, look, I got a balloon in my belly. Yeah, and then they can use that to like kind of navigate the emotions. Oh, where's yours? Can I see it? Make it bigger? And what's sometimes cool about the balloon in our belly too is look, I can make my balloon go.
oh, look at Jess.
I'm taking the triangle. I'm taking on a little magic carpet ride. Ready?
Now that's a game changer.
You bet you looked at me.
You want to try it?
Triangle.
Why don't you lay down? Just lay down.
You want to see one on your belly?
Lay down. Triangle.
You want to put it on your belly?
Put it on your belly?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put it on your little balloon.
It's silly and it's
Put one on my belly too.
Yeah.
if you want.
Try it on Maria's. Yeah. Let's see.
I'll lay all the way down.
Okay, are we ready?
Ready?
Do you want to put it on? Ready?
Okay, here we
Check it
go.
out. Maria's got it. Whoa, look at that balloon. Oh, she's making it go up and down. Whoa.
Make it
You
go
want
like
to try it with the red rectangle?
Red
this. You got a red
Lie
rectangle.
flat on your back.
You want the green triangle?
See if you can try.
There you go.
Want this one?
There's so
Or
many
lie on your back.
shapes you can
Lay on your
play
back
with.
with it.
Yeah, you got it.
Alright, put it
Okay,
on
put
it.
the red rectangle on there.
There you go.
Triangle's right
Right
here.
on your
On
belly.
the balloon. Can you make your balloon go up and down? Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going.
See if you can make it go up and Even higher. Yeah. Nice. Whoa. Sometimes we'll do it with stuffies too. We'll bring the stuffies in. That's usually Shavasana at the end of class. We'll take out our stuffies, take them on magic carpet rides, go up and down. So fun.
How you want to put it
You got it? Oh, whoa! I see that balloon. Cool.
You make them fly.
Whoa! Cool balloon. Another fun one for like the really young age too is I'll bring the pinwheel in, so you can see with your breath you can make the pinwheel actually kind of like spin. Or I haven't gotten one of these yet, but I love the Hogerman spheres. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the little like, it's like the plastic pieces, and you can like make it big and small. There's like they start like really condensed down, and then you can like pull them out. Those are fun to like just visualize. And see
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're so fun. So you link it to the breath, like
Oh, yeah.
bigger and smaller. Yeah, so a lot of times in our classes we'll start off with like one of those breaths. The balloon breath is a big one, and then if we introduce the other things later, we'll like link the breath back in it. Like, okay, if we're doing a downward dog, can you find that balloon breath still even here? Like, cool, you can do it in all these different spots.
You want to do downward dog, Odin?
Do you know how to do downward dog? Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah, you know downward dog, right?
Do you know that one? You guys want to try it with me? Want to be a dog? Yeah! Can you shake your doggy tail? Can you find a balloon breath even here? Ready? You did! That's so good! Whoa!
That's it.
Mom's got it too! Nice! Wow! So fun. And then I think, so breath, and then another way I think that's a big way to connect with the, mindfulness is through our sensations, so the 5 senses of the body. So even just kind of slowing it down to be like, what are the things you see? So sometimes when I take walks with kids, I'm just like, okay, let's take from here until the next, pick a spot, a destination, the road. Let's not talk, but let's see if we can find something that no one else saw with our eyes. And then we'll share and see if anyone else saw it or something like that. Something to get us to observe, like, what do we see? Or maybe we pick something and just try and describe it, all the different parts of it. The sensations are just providing information about our physical state of our body and the environment around us. So this is going to help us regulate our needs, like our hunger, bathroom, and even then give us information about the emotions that are going on in our body. Because each emotion kind of has different sensations it feels like. And if we can just name those emotions instead of letting them kind of take over, it kind of slows it down. And then practicing sensations as well, it can help us. So I think of it like if we were driving a car. Sometimes as kids we don't know how to necessarily handle all those things. So I kind of imagine it as if you're pressing the brake and it accelerates. And if you're trying to press the horn and a big loud noise come out. So all these different sensations not working the right way. So then it's like you're trying to navigate a car on this crazy road, and it can be pretty overwhelming if you don't know how to practice those senses yet. So just different ways to understand and engage with the different senses in our body. So, with taste, you can practice mindful eating. I always like the chocolate one of eating a little piece of chocolate. How does it feel in your mouth? Try not to chew it. Is it coating your entire mouth, or you just feel it on your tongue? Is it smooth? Is it rough? Yeah. You guys like chocolate? I love chocolate.
They do.
Sounds, I like to practice what is the most distant sound, the most farthest away sound you can hear, or maybe the closest sound that's in here. And then I love this singing bowl too. I think you saw me use this before, right?
That's a cool bowl.
I just want to hear. I'm gonna make a little bit of noise. Are you ready to listen? Ready? hear the noise. And it's all done. Let's see, ready?
Whoa.
Can you hear it still?
Oh, whoa.
And watch this. When I touch it, it makes the noise go away. Oh, because it's vibrating. Yeah. You want to try? Whoa, I hear it. Do you hear it? You want to give it to brother to try? You want to try? Okay, you got it?
Ready?
Whoa. Did you hear that noise?
Good one.
You know what's cool about this singing bowl? Is it vibrates. So that's why when I touch it, it stops. So sometimes you can feel it vibrate in your body. You guys want to try? I'm going to play the singing bowl and see where in your body can you feel it vibrate. Ready? Oh, I feel mine in my chest. Do you feel it? Sometimes in your ears. Or your head. Yeah, you can feel it in your belly. You feel it in your belly? Let's try this one. Ready? Oh, I felt that one in my knees too. That went straight to my knees.
It makes you wiggle.
Where'd you feel it now? Ready?
It's a wiggling ball.
Oh! Whoa, so cool. This one can help, kind of feel like, engage with like those different sensations in our body as well. You can play it again if you want. Yeah. You want to try? Wow! You want to try? Here, do you think you can try and make it? Whoa, that was a big one! Can you try and see if you can make it make the quietest sound? That's a loud one. Can you try it quiet? Oh, that was a quiet one! That was good!
Like a quiet, tricky ring.
Do strong and slow.
Quiet, tricky, and slow.
You want to try it? Wow! It's fun. It makes all the different noises. Can you hear it still? Whoa! So cool.
Pretty cool, huh?
The singing bowl I think is always fun to just start off an activity or something because it gets you listening. It turns on those listening ears kind of too, right? Helps you be mindful in that way. And then sometimes I'll practice, the sense of smell with things like this is like a lavender pillow. Do you want to smell it? Yeah. See what it smells like? Can you breathe it in there? Whoa, what does it smell like to you?
This my way.
What do you think's in there?
My wines.
Yeah. You want to see if your sister wants to smell it?
Want to smell it, Pia?
Want to try it? You let mom smell it? Just try it in the face.
No, show Pia.
Yes.
Pia.
Smells like
Whoa!
relaxing flowers.
Yes, you bring it to Maria. Her chance.
I like lavender. Oh my gosh, you ready to catch it?
Whoa! And that can be a good one for breath too. So sometimes we'll breathe in like we're smelling a flower. Watch, breathe in, smell your flower. Breathe out, make it move. Whoa!
Yeah, you do.
And then another one I like for touch. This might be a hard lot going on right now. But I'll present different rocks. So look, I got all these different rocks. You guys want to play a game with me? You want to play a game? Okay. The game goes like this. We have to close our eyes. Can you do it? The closing eyes part is hard. You want to try it? Can you close them? Can you close them? Try not to peek. I'm going to hand you one rock. Okay, you got it. You got it. I'm going to hand... Oh, keep it close. Keep it close. I'm going to hand you a rock. Close them and then open your hand. And I'll give you a rock. Try not to peek. Try not to peek. Don't look at it. Close your eyes. Just feel it. Ready? Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Close your eyes so that you can feel it. Feel it with your hands.
See if you... Yeah, try not to
Use your
peek.
hands.
Do it.
Yeah. Don't use your eyes, use your hands.
Feel with your hands. Did you feel it? Look with your hands. Do you think you know what the rock feels like? Yeah? Okay, if you think you got it, see, can you give me the rock back? Yeah. Okay, try not to peek. Okay, now see. Can you guess which rock you had? Which one was in your hand? You want to see? Which rock do you think
Which
it
rock
was?
would you have?
Which one do you think? You think this one? Here, feel it. Does it feel the same? Yeah, does it feel? Yeah. Just see what you do one more time. You can slow it down. You can see if we get everyone to close their eyes and to feel the different objects, rock, and not use that sense of sight, and then try and guess which rock they had just by kind of feeling. And the older they get, the better they can kind of get at it, and the more tricky, like closer in rocks you can get and kind of see if they can guess which one was in their hand. And I was like, whoa! Even though I didn't have my sight, I can still like, that's so cool, I can figure it out. All the different rocks. So fun. And then, I think breath, engaging with the sensations, and then that brings us to our body. So understanding the different sensations in our body.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Whoa, Odin, don't throw rocks.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's better to throw? A tissue. Okay, tissue? Or, this is a good one because it's soft.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that is a great idea.
Gentle though.
I'll trade you. Tissue? No! So yoga poses, like doing the specific moves, are fun, but they're also really great to strengthen our nervous system, our lymphatic system, metabolic system, and our digestive system. So balancing poses are really great for teaching focus, because a lot of times you'll see kids trying to do the balance, and you can do a lot of like big falling overs, and so do you want to try? Do you know how to balance?
Tree posture.
Oh, do you know tree, Odin?
Yeah, you know tree.
You guys want to try? Even just one foot off the ground. Do you know
Maybe
tree?
without your shoes on. Put your shoes on.
You want to try? You want to try the
For a
trick?
second.
You're kind of wiggly.
This is my trick. I'm going to get this circle. I'm going to see if I can balance it on my head so the circle doesn't fall off. You want to try the diamond on your head?
Put the diamond in your
Oh,
head.
that's a hard one because you got two. You can do it.
You do it both. You can have both feet. Do it both feet on the ground.
Whoa. Good job. Sometimes it's helpful to touch. Yeah. And maybe you can still find your balloon breath. Ready? Nice. Good. You're so good at that. You want to see me turn my tree into an airplane? Whoa. I'm gonna fly. Whoa. Uh-oh. I dropped my passenger. I get him again. Stuffies are fun for this one to bounce on the head too. You want to try the circle?
Diamond.
Try the circle. You get in your head, don't let it fall. You can do it, ready?
Airplane, yeah, do airplane like this, watch.
Yes, you go. Okay, all aboard.
Diamond.
Whoa, look at Mommy, she's bouncing.
Oh, she's got it.
Diamond. Whoa.
There's texture in there.
yeah.
Oh.
You can try it on the head, or
Look at the good eyes.
nice. Look at you. You're strong, huh? You can try it on your ear. Can you balance the diamond on your ear? Whoa.
I'm gonna try.
I
I got a
know.
circle.
Oh, Maria's got it.
I got
Yeah,
it.
put your head on the side.
You
move
got
your-
it?
Put your head sideways.
Yes.
Can you go over?
Then your neck.
Can you go
Yeah.
over?
Yeah.
Odin? Look.
Whoa.
I have to go so far. So far. Yay.
Or
Yeah, Odie, look how everyone's head is.
Oh, we're all the same.
so your ear
Get
touches
down
your
on my
shoulder.
arm.
Whoa.
Yeah.
yeah, the full on.
Yay.
Shut up. Oh, maybe your shoulder. Oh, I fell. Oh, I got it.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, you got it on your shoulder? Nice! And this is a great one to help teach body parts too. You can try elbow.
Your hand.
Oh.
Ooh.
Got it?
How about your knee?
Ooh, knee. Knee's a good
Knee.
one. Ready? Whoa!
I got mine on my knee.
Nice! Okay, this is the biggest challenge yet. You can try it on your foot.
Oh my
You
god.
gotta lay back on your back.
You put your head all the way down so it gets nice and
Scoot up,
comfy.
Yeah.
Scoot back.
Go back, be like
Make your
this.
foot into a tent.
You got it! Nice!
Put your
Yay.
foot up.
Oh,
Yeah.
good job! Stay stay there.
Or just to explore the legs.
Stay.
It's more fun to make it bounce, huh? When we do the stuffies, sometimes like, okay, you got to keep the stuffies safe to help them stay up there. But it's a cool way to get them to practice legs up the wall too, which is a nice relaxing posture.
Give them a
Just
little.
hold the legs up.
Give
Can
the
you make it
stuffy a
stay?
little-
Woo! Got my triangle up there. Bring it all the way down. Nice. And then sometimes from that into like a laying one. Now I can bring my triangle, or if I had a stuffy, to my belly. Bounce it on your belly. And then find your balloon. Do you have a balloon over there? Yeah, good job. Nice.
I see your orange balloon.
Whoa.
It's a gray balloon.
I'm rocking my green triangle to sleep.
That balloon yet? Yeah.
Yeah, right? So not only are these great for kids, they might have more sillier names, but I practice balloon breath all the time. So I get home when I feel stressed out, I'm like, okay, where does my balloon? It's a good one.
You want this one?
So balance is teaching focus. So if you can like keep your mind on one thing, sometimes we'll try it like, okay, everyone get really loud in the room, and you notice that it's so much harder to balance. And then everyone gets really quiet, and they're able to kind of like hold it. So get to like make those realizations themselves, and realizing, oh, if I need to focus, this is kind of a tool I can use. If I kind of still my mind, it helps me be in one spot. It builds strength. Helps you with persistence, patience, being able to hold it for a long time, learning that you can do hard things, and it helps with flexibility as well. Helps with motor coordination. If you try poses on both sides of the body, it's going to help work both the left and right hemispheres of the brain, so that there's whole brain integration. The balance is also going to help us get into that present moment, because you don't have to focus on one thing. Sometimes I'll remind us, if you stare at one thing with your eyes, something that's not moving, when you're balancing, make it a little easier. Ready? I'm looking at just change. I'm looking at just the triangle. Ready? Can you stare at the triangle and see if it helps you balance? Yeah. Good job. Amazing. So good. You want to try?
Oh, you got another triangle.
So
Good
gets
for you.
gets us out of our mind, more into that space of navigating the boat.
Careful throwing those.
Nobody wants to get hit in the
No, be
head
it. No,
with a
no.
wooden
Don't
block.
throw it at her computer.
Or in the computer. No one wants to get hit in the computer with a wooden
Triangles are party.
So there's the different poses that are, energizing. So if you're trying to build more energy, we could do something like a frog jump. Do you want to turn into a frog with me? You guys want to turn into frogs with me? Silly brother. You want to be a frog? You want to watch me be a frog?
I like
Do a frog.
Okay, but here's my challenge with the frog jump. Can you make your feet as quiet as possible when you jump? Instead of a loud boom frog? Ooh, nice. Can you have the quietest feet ever? Ready? Set. You got the boom? You got the loud feet down. Ready? Set.
Quiet. Quiet.
Oh, I didn't even hear mommy's feet.
Oh, you quiet. You do quiet.
Whoa, Maria's feet got quiet.
I hear your ribbon.
Woo, look how quiet Daddy's feet are. Whoa. Can you do quiet frog feet? Ready? Ribbit. Oh,
It's a whispering frog.
so good.
Froggy feet.
You do frog?
Quiet feet.
Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Ribbit. Oh, nice. Ribbit jump. Ribbit jump. Ribbit. And elephant feet. Boom. 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 Boom.
Like elephant.
Yay. I like to do some of these things during story time at the library, and when we're all just sort of sitting and people need to wiggle, it's such fun to be like, okay, part of reading the story is getting up and moving because we have to make sure that our blood is moving and we can listen. And it's really, it's sort of like what we're doing here, but it's fun for me to do it a little more intentionally.
Yeah.
Like a little ribbit, little frog jump, a little elephant jump.
I know when I teach adult yoga, I always have to like be sure I'm like, oh, keep your animal noises in. But animal noises make everything more fun, you know?
Yeah.
So you're a dog, what does a dog say?
Jess, I wanted to interrupt for a minute because Dahlia, who's watching, I just asked her if she could hear us and everything, and her question was, which maybe you can incorporate, tips for helping 2 to 5-year-olds focus on a task / manage frustration when a task / game can be challenging.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah. So just throw that out there so we can get to it at some point.
Yeah, I'll touch on it now, and I think we'll get into it a little bit later too. But cool. I would think, I think the biggest way is to preload it. So if you know that there's a specific task, kind of talking about it beforehand to kind of give, maybe before that game happens, give some tools. So for the frustration, I think I love these cards that I have, but there's a different way to do it too. So like these are like the emotion cards. So we can talk about sometimes I'll play the games with the kids, especially if I have these cards, but even not like what kind of emotion do you think I have right now? And so get to start name. Okay, that's an angry face. What about now? How am I feeling? Oh, that's a sad face. So if we can put names to our emotions, that we're kind of realizing we're feeling that sooner. So then we can use the words like, okay, it looks like you might be feeling frustrated right now. Here are tools for the frustration. So sometimes the different breaths can be a good tool. I like this one a lot. It's called I don't know, let it go breath. So okay, sometimes we've got a whole lot going on and we're feeling angry, frustrated, we don't know what to do. Our shoulders get super up high. We take a big breath in, I don't know what to do, so I let it go. I don't know what to do, let it go. Let it go. Yeah. Or
I don't
sometimes
know, let it go.
For angry breath, when you're feeling angry, breath to kind of work on that. I talk about dragons or volcanoes. So my dragon breath. Have you guys ever seen a dragon before?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you like dragons? Yeah. Dragons are scary. What comes out of their mouth? What do dragons breathe? You don't like them?
Special face.
Scary dragons. What if you're the dragon? Scary stuff. What about a volcano? You like volcanoes?
B for volcano. Yeah.
Oh.
You knew that one? You can imagine your volcano. You have so much heat, all the anger, all the fire inside of you. Take a big breath in. Let your volcano go. Breathe in all the
I
heat.
knocked over the mat. Uh-oh. That
Let
was
it
my
go.
volcano. It knocked over the yoga mat.
sometimes we just gotta let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think a really good way, the task too, is to know what's coming after. So it depends, I think, whether, and Dahlia, feel free to text if there's a specific example you have. But I think it can depend on what's going on. So if it's a task you don't really like, but that we kind of need to get through, it can be like, okay, first this, then that. So first we brush our teeth. Then we get to do the fun activity of whatever's coming next. Then we get to do a puzzle. First brush teeth, then puzzle. So, but making sure to link that reinforcement, whatever the fun thing is, right after. So, kind of building that train. Okay, I can get through the hard things, If you think about it, as adults, we do this too. It can just be in more subtle ways. Everyone needs reinforcement for what they're doing. If you're constantly doing the dishes and no one in the house is providing any reinforcement, so there's no thank you ever, you're less likely to want to continue doing the dishes. So kids might need that in what's reinforcing to them. As adults, okay, maybe just a simple thank you is reinforcing. Sometimes I might require a little bit more than a thank you, but it needs to be reinforcing enough in order for us to continue to do that. So kids might find a hard time, well, I don't see why I would want to do that. So kind of breaking it down. If you do this, then we get that. Or If it is something they are in, like an activity they enjoy, but we're just kind of all over the place, maybe just keeping it in short time periods and making it really clear. So I think, like we were talking earlier, behind every behavior is a need. So maybe the need is for more understanding. Kids have so little control over their environment, for a good reason, because as parents we're trying to keep them safe, and there's certain things we have to do in order for them to not hurt themselves or others. But it can be hard to understand, like, why can't I do that? Why can't I do this? So giving them kind of like a little bit more control or understanding of their environment. Okay, we're going to do this for 5 minutes, and then we get the free play, and then we get to do whatever we want. And setting a timer, or depending on the attention span, it might be 1 minute or 30 seconds. And they can see, okay, if we stay engaged in this for 30 seconds, then the reinforcement, the reward, comes. So it can make it just more clear for them to understand. First this, then that. So then there's also more calming poses. As we're doing some, like those legs up, this can be a more calming pose. I like this one to be a rock pose. I'm gonna try this. I put my head on the ground, so it's kind of like coming into child's pose, and I turn into a rock. Oh, whoa!
Ooh, look at that orange rock over there.
Yeah, are you an orange rock? Are you a big rock or a small rock?
Small one.
Small rock.
Pink rock?
Yeah. Are you a shiny rock?
Shiny rock.
Yeah. Are you a heavy rock or a light rock?
Be that way rock.
You're a heavy rock? Yeah. A small, heavy one? That's cool. Or I like to do what's called progressive muscle relaxation. So you can do this as adults too, but it'd be a fun one to, okay, do you know how to make fists with your hands? Can you squeeze your hands super tight? Kind of like you're mad. Squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them. You take a big breath in, and let your hands go. Let go of your fist. Yeah. So you can start to understand the difference between tense and relaxed. Tense.
It tense your hands up,
Squeeze.
and then shake it
And
out.
then shake it out.
Watch, I can do it with my face too. I can squeeze my face super tight. And then let it go.
There's something.
Yeah, squeeze them tight. Let it go. Well, I can even do my feet. Squeeze your feet.
Oh, good one.
Squeeze your feet
Tight. And then what?
Let it go.
Take your toes.
Let go.
Oh, squeeze. Oh,
Shake it
You
out.
got a bounce there too. You did some
Yeah.
boat pose. So that can be a fun one. Sometimes it can be helpful if there's trouble with sleep. So learning like, okay, we squeeze our body tight and then we relax it. The kids that I've worked with too have done like almost like a restorative shavasana. Found ways like one of the kids in his bunk bed, he had like a giant stuffed animal, and we tried getting him comfy and putting it underneath the legs. And so we saw, oh, does that feel good? You can choose if it does or doesn't. If it doesn't, we can take it out. This is an option to feel good. You can put a pillow underneath your head, cover yourself up with a blanket, kind of tuck in. And then we made like eye pillows. That's one tool that we've done. So an eye pillow, you can buy them, but they're also so simple to make. An old sock with rice or beans in it, some lavender, like even just like a drop of lavender, and then put it in there. And they have it fun because like they've got to have a hands in making it. You can draw on the outside, and then
you just tie the end?
and
Is
then
that
just
what you
tie
do?
the end.
Nice.
Yeah, and then that can go right over the eyes. Yeah.
You what?
The hops in there too.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
cool. That's a very calming one as well.
That's a great, yeah.
Yes, not so common.
That's all
Calm,
good.
calming.
Oh, I think said common.
It is super common.
Oh,
In
calming,
Casablanca,
calming.
It grows
Yeah,
wild all
that's
over.
true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
Really good texture.
they,
This
yeah.
kid that I worked with too, he played hockey. So we had these hockey pucks, and we would put one hockey puck in one hand, one in the other, to kind of feel that full, like, little weighted in the hands. So set up this just, like, total relaxing spot. He would ask for it. One time his mom was telling me he was going to bed, and he was like, "Mom, can I have my hockey pucks?" She's like, what are you talking about? It's bedtime. We can't have any hockey pucks. He's like, "No, I want to do my relaxing pose before bed." It was so fun. So, like, teaching them that safe space, like, okay, so this is something you can do to help your body when it's kind of having a lot of things. So he would then, like, request that, like, "Oh, can I go to, like, a safe spot, like that felt good, so I'm going to try that again. Like learning, okay, we get to choose things that feel good in our body, we can do more of. Things that don't feel good, we do less of. So when I'm like working with kids in mindfulness or yoga, I always try to check in. Like, nothing is a requirement. Just like as an adult in yoga, if that doesn't feel good in your body, like, I want to honor that, you know. And sometimes kids are trying to tell us. There's some things, you know, we do have to be like, okay, we got to do this, but how can I honor the fact that you're saying that doesn't feel good? Because building that at a young age, building the fact that, like, my emotions matter, something that, oh my gosh, I love it. Listening to your body. That's some smart kids. Yeah, what my body is telling me matters. And, you know, then as you get older, you know that fact that, like, okay, no, I know from a young age, like, my body, like, what I feel matters. If I don't like the situation, if my body is telling me this isn't good, I get to choose something different. So it's fun. So I
Such
think
a
always,
great thing to
yeah,
learn,
reinforcing,
really.
like, if it doesn't
Yeah.
feel good, don't do it.
And it's
Yeah.
empowering. So
Yeah.
then you know what your go-to is.
Mhm.
That was never a part of my upbringing.
Yeah, and even when I first started doing yoga, I remember, like, I would do anything the teacher said, even if it, like, caused pain into my body. And I think that's when it changed my yoga practice of being like, oh, I don't have to do that. It doesn't. Yeah, it's not a requirement. I get to choose, because everyone's body's different. Everyone's emotions are different. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, yeah. When you feel stuff in your belly.
pain in your belly.
So your bagel you ate earlier?
Throat hurt? Yeah.
Music,
We
throat
had
hurt,
a lot of
yeah.
weeks of throat hurting. I don't know if it's done
Hello.
happening, but I think we're just in the routine of talking about it.
Yeah, you're learning about what's going on in your body, right?
What's going on in your body, Leah?
And then how much more helpful for us as, like, caregivers of children, like, when they can, like, express that, like, oh, my throat's hurting, not just I'm crying for no reason, like,
Right.
what is going on, this is happening, you know. And then we can be able to, like, support them better too when they have, like, a handle on, like, oh, you care about what's happening, so I'm going to share it more.
Yeah.
Not like, okay, that doesn't matter anyways. Yeah, that's not fun. So how does it feel in your body? So we have our two nervous systems, our sympathetic nervous system and our parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is the fight or flight. So it was a very useful thing back in our caveman days when people were going to attack us and we had to get in fight or flight real quick to be able to kind of run away for hard situations. Then the parasympathetic is the opposite. It's that rest and digest. So it's where we can feel calm, where we can kind of relax ourselves. The sympathetic holds a purpose in order to be able to protect ourselves in danger, but the parasympathetic is where we want to be able to reside most often. So unfortunately, in our current society, there's so much stimulation that can kind of put us into that fight or flight mode. But we want to teach safety. We want to teach how to get into that parasympathetic nervous system. Is candy cane?
Yeah, it's
Blow
like
through it. Can you
candy
blow through it, Odie? Just stop. You don't bite it.
Blow out your candles.
Blow out the blow
cane. Blow
through
right through it, yeah.
Practice
Yeah, that
like
part.
And
Like a tube. It's a tube.
Yeah, you got it!
Blow, you blowing your hand on it.
Yeah, try it. You feel your breath?
Put one side in your mouth.
And then blow.
You do that.
There you go. You can do that to your
Do it on
mouth.
your hand. Put your hand there.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You feel your breath? Is it hot or cold? Do you feel your breath? So cool.
Oh, someone's upside down.
So creating that safe space where kids can know they can get back into that parasympathetic nervous system. So a lot of time meltdowns are coming from, you know, that sympathetic nervous system. Something triggered to say, I'm not safe anymore. We might not be able to know what it is. So in the middle of a meltdown, and it's always the time to be able to talk about it, but getting us back into that safe spot. So allowing the kid to have the emotion, to feel through it, to kind of know that however they're feeling is okay. If you need to have a temperature, thank you. You want it? kicking and screaming, kind of let it out. Sometimes that's needed as an adult too. You get your emotion out, and then you can kind of come back to like, okay, what are my thoughts around it? So I do always think it's important to come back to talking about it afterwards. Okay, we get through, we move to our safe spot, and then, okay, earlier it looked like you were having some emotions. Maybe we talk about what emotion were we feeling. We felt that maybe because this. What are some tools we can use for that? So maybe we weren't able to necessarily use the tools right then, but next time we could try. So it's all just one big practice.
Feel yucky?
Where at? Johnny?
Where do you feel yucky? In your tummy?
Tummy's in the hard spots. The bagel's in there. But she's so cute too, huh?
You like tummy rubs?
Is that helpful? Yeah.
That's a very loud door. Oh, a squeaky one.
Like quiet all day, then you just hear the door open.
Yeah, for adults, I think it's always important to bring it back to like when the meltdown's going on. Sometimes it can be so hard for us too. So it's always fair to take a break if we need it too. You know, instead of reacting with our big emotion on top of their emotion, like maybe we need to take space and allow them a few moments on their own. Just kind of like take our mindfulness, practice our breath, model that mindfulness so that they can see like you can come back. Or sometimes we don't do it. Sometimes we do react. And I think it's always great to come back to like, you know, acknowledging your own what happened with you. I felt this emotion in my body, so I reacted here, you know, and apologize or, you know, talk through what happened for yourself so they can learn that terminology and how they can navigate it as well. You know,
I think it's nice as a parent too to model to kids that you need a minute.
Yeah.
Can't you like I ran across that a long time ago where someone had explained, you know, as a parent, if you are asked a question by your kid, you do not have to have an answer right away. It's fine to say, I think I need to take a minute and think about that. Or,
Totally.
I'm having a hard time right now, I need to take a break.
Yeah.
It's great. I think it's great modeling.
Yeah, I just went back and to Phoenix. I got to hang with my nephews, which was amazing. But I also spent like 48 hours straight with them. When you guys do that all the time, but I don't do the 48 hours straight with kids very often. I was like, oh, okay, you got me. I was like, I love you so much, but like I haven't had a second of me time.
That's a lot. That's a lot. You're not used to it.
We spent the night together. I slept in. He let me have a sleepover in his bed, which was so fun. But I was like, I literally didn't have a second of me time. So I had to tell him. We got in the car and I was like, Jesse needs 3 deep breaths. I'm going to take 3 deep breaths now. And he interrupted me in one. I was like, you know, I just reminded. I was like, hey, can you let me have these 3 deep breaths? It's really important to me because he always knows that I take my time to like meditate in the morning. And he's like, you know, I was like, I didn't get as much of that time today, so I'm going to do that now. And at first I think he was like trying to like process it, like what's going on. And then like a couple minutes later, he was showing me, this is like one of the tools I've taught him, is we take our thumb to our pointer finger, to the middle, ring, and pinky. We'll do like, peace begins with me. Peace begins with
This kid?
me. And it's a hard one because the kids have to focus to get each finger to the right spot.
Can you get your thumb to this finger?
Thumb to pointer. Thumb to middle. Thumb to ring.
Do your finger actually. Your finger.
Yeah.
Finger yoga.
With me.
Nice.
Begins with me.
And that's a fun one they'll offer in the little preschools. And I'm like, okay, you can do that as long as it feels good to you. And you'll see some kids will sit there for so long, just like focusing on feeling all of their fingers are touched. So a little like meditation tool for them. So all of a sudden I look back in the car and he was doing his little meditation technique. I was like, okay, he realized he needed some space too.
Yeah.
He watched me like, okay, I need to use my tool of 3 deep breaths. And so then he called in one of his tools. Yeah, so it's fun to like watch that whole interaction happen. And like I modeled using a tool.
You come over to
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to. It's so fun. Oh man, he's the cutest. cutest. He's 7 and he has Kids Messenger, and so he'll message me on Kids Messenger, and he said, "Hey, how was your meditation today?" I'm like, "Oh my God, you're so cute." I was like, "It was good. Did you meditate?" And he's like, "Of course." That's exactly what he said. He said, "Of course." Of course.
How old is he?
7. Yeah.
He just types it himself.
He types it. Yeah, I don't know if he speaks to it or types it or what, but it's so cute. It's just
brilliant.
that's the hardest part about living here. I think I like every single part about living here other than being far from my nephews. They go so fast. I just went to see him and he has a full adult tooth. He's got all the little ones and then there's a big adult tooth. I'm like, "You are huge! An adult tooth in your mouth!" So fun. They grow.
One day you'll have a big kid tooth in your mouth. And more.
And
Yeah.
his little mousy teeth are all
I
gone.
know, they're so cute. I want mine back.
It's just all about the toolbox, I think. So building that toolbox of positive tools. Like when I was a kid, I think back to some of the behaviors I had, and they were the tools in my box at the time, but they weren't necessarily like helpful tools. So I could see myself trying. Like we always want to use tools. Okay, I'm not liking this, so I'm doing this instead, like acting on it this way. That helped me, get through this emotion, but can we replace it with positive tools? Like the cards? Yeah.
Those faces.
So the lavender eye pillows is a fun one to them make, and then they know, like, okay, I can use this in my space, and like maybe creating like a safe spot, like, okay, here's your cozy corner, this is a safe spot for you. What kind of things do you want to decorate it with? Like knowing that that's your spot, that you can, going through a hard emotion, hey, maybe you can try checking out your safe spot. But every kid's different, so trying that, if it works, use it. If it doesn't, I also really like those like calm jars. You take like a liter, like one of those plastic ones, or whatever, like something in there that's clear.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
tiny ones are good. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Boss jars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I do water, oil, and then just whatever else is fun. So maybe drops of food coloring, sparkles. Here, do you want another card here? I got one for you.
Share with the
Look.
You want it to be
Do you like glue the lid on?
Yeah, then glue the lid on there.
Yeah, like
And then-
super glue it, I
Mhm.
think.
But that's-
Yeah, it does
Yeah,
take a little extra.
Doesn't get off. But it can be fun things. You can put pom-poms, Legos, beads. And what I think is cool about that is you can shake it up and you can watch it all turn into a storm. Okay, sometimes we feel angry, we're all shaken up and it's all like this, and it takes some time to settle. So instead of a punishment of like, okay, taking a time out, it's more like, hey, do you want to, yeah, why don't you go use your calm jar? Let yourself settle. Okay, it seems like your emotions are really shaken up right now. Why don't you take some time to allow your emotions to settle back down? And, shake it up and you can watch, okay, everything's crazy and it goes and it slows and, yeah, it's fun.
And you're a babysitter too.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know how to not infuse mindfulness into
To babysitting.
Like a private yoga class.
Sometimes I'm turning into
Wow.
bring all the tools.
We're going to be out of time pretty soon. Let me, if
Yeah,
I
it's
can
bedtime.
interject.
Yeah, it was right at the end,
Really
yeah.
quick. At the beginning, I didn't do any kind of intro about all the books that are out, but Jess ordered a lot of those because she knows all about great mindfulness books. They're all, you could check any of them out and we can help you find them later. But if you want to take them tonight, or I can even put them aside for you to pick up later because you're going to be out of time pretty soon.
Yeah.
Um, We're going to keep trying to do these kind of, I call it caring for community programming, just because it's my passion at the library with my 0 to 18-year-old span that I'm trying to
Yeah.
help in town with my job is let's do this, let's make sure that people have resources, and we're inviting our community experts in, and so it's going to be ongoing. We're kind of wrapping up for this year, but in the first quarter of 22 we'll do some more. And if you can spread the word, and I want to make sure and have your email before you go, and then I'll reach out to you guys if we're having something just specifically. And
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you
that's
guys
the
so much for
post
coming.
intro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
I think it all just comes down to like taking care of ourselves so we can model that for the kids and help them grow. And give them the tools that we wish we had sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fun. Thanks for
Because
coming.
there's so many tornadoes in our family that we don't know how to get back to that spot at that moment, right?
Yeah. It's hard when we turn into a tornado. Yeah.
You feel like a tornado sometimes, Eddie?
Do you ever feel like a tornado? When I feel like a tornado, I like to use my balloon breath. Or the silly balloon breath like this. Ready?
She just like,
And sometimes you offer the tool and it doesn't work. But there's at least the knowledge of next time there's like, you know, I think they say it in sales or something, it takes 7 hearings of it before you can apply it maybe, you know, but it's a little bit more. It's getting a little closer each time. It's a practice.
You might,
Yeah.
you might need to hear it a few times.
Yeah.
Or model it a
Rest of
few
your life.
times.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
ask for lunch
exactly.
and it's not ready that second, but we ask for it and get really excited.
That is hard, yeah.
Yeah.
Toast the bagel or cut the strawberry.
Right.
Yeah, these ones, ready? Do you know,
It takes too long.
do you know how
whole
he's feeling right
hand.
now? How do you think he's feeling?
Wow.
You think he's feeling happy?
The proper quantity of different size snacks at all times.
I
Ready
love happy
for emergency.
or sad? Or
Yeah. So reassuring, the more people I talk to, they're like, oh yeah, I went through that. It doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't last forever.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
who's feeling sad? Who's feeling
Right.
sad? Yeah, she's feeling
That's what I'm
sad.
saying. Kids in
Aw,
my 20s,
when
I'm
do you
like,
feel
oh
sad?
my gosh.
Yeah.
It seems so long every day when my kids are super little. And
How's this one feeling?
time just passes and it's
Happy.
past.
That one's
Yeah.
feeling
Yeah,
happy.
really
When
like
do you
some
feel
fun
happy?
conversations sometimes.
I feel happy when I'm outside, when I get to play. Yeah. These are fun ones too. Have you ever done the yoga? Seen the yoga pretzels?
It's not in a while.
Yeah,
actually,
I just got these. I've seen them before, but they're actually at a farmer's
I
market
think
when I
they
was
would
in
love them.
Phoenix.
I think all
They're
the
so
stuff
fun.
I've never.
That's what you were doing before. I like the cat.
Oh, when you taught kids yoga before you had kids.
Yeah, and I had no kids babysitting.
Wow.
So now it's like new. Not new, but now it's like, oh, now
Yeah.
it's much more
Practical.
practical.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so
Okay, these things are real.
What do you
Yeah.
have?
And when they get
Look
older,
at
it's
this
fun
book, don't
too.
you, about
Because they just
colors?
read it on their own, do like the partner poses. Some are like,
Stay the
dragon
dragon.
pose.
And look at that one. There's a car.
Yeah.
Are there pigs in a car?
Dragons are so scary.
Bumblebee bride.
That was new.
She had a
I
dragon
love that.
pillow in her.
There's a rainbow.
He just sleeps on a dragon every night.
Yeah, so I am right now doing, this week's going to be the first time Thursdays after school 4 to 5. We're doing yoga at Thrive.
Oh, what day?
For kids class.
Kids yoga at Thrive, 4 to 5 p.m.
Is it like more
Thursdays
older
is it?
age groups?
Yeah, there's been a lot of kindergarteners there, but I think some youngers would go well too. I'm wanting to do at the town hall here, like once a month weekend, like camps and try out the different age groups. So maybe one would be the youngers, the middles, maybe some olders too. So opportunity to like kind of try out. So. See how like just the fun like camp different fun stuff too. But I'm coming into stepping stones right now. Right, I'm going to all 3 of the preschools, so it's been fun to get to hang with all the kiddos. Yeah.
What do you like? Do you want to do more classes with Miss Jess?
I'll do these.
The cards.
Or do they
I have
just-
this yoga board game, which is fun because it has all of the cards almost like incorporated into it. You got the cards?
Yeah, he has like a yoga mat where he likes to copy the postures. There's like all the, there's like pictures of the postures of
It
it.
has like.
It has like a bunch of pictures.
Yeah,
And
fun.
he does them all.
And the animals are the best way to do it. Yay!
Awesome.
So many cards. Yay!
Oh, yeah, do you want to do your tiger growl?
Oh, you like it's you. Ooh, or like this one. I do snake breath. What is this? Do you know what a snake says, Odie? Who's that?
Yeah.
I think I have the numbers.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can keep you updated when we're doing things then if you want.
We've looked
I know he's still young. So you guys aren't open yet? T-bars aren't open yet?
Friday.
Okay.
So we're
Are you looking forward to it or?
It's almost 7:30, so we're gonna wind down now. Thanks so much for coming.
Yeah, feel free
Thanks to
reach out.
Jess.
Thank you guys. If you have any
Yay.
questions, you can find me on Instagram. It's Flowing with Gratitude, or you can email me flowingwithgratitude@gmail.com, and I can keep you updated if anything's going on. Yeah, see you
Yay.
guys. Yeah.
See you want to say bye-bye?
Say bye.
There you are, Bea.
Bye.
Can you see yourself? I said bye, Bea. I said bye-bye.
Who's that?
You see yourself?
Come on.
Oh, there's your mommy. Oh, goodness.
You like the Gmail or yeah, you like the Gmail account?
1 hour, 11 minutes. Yay.
You like your Gmail?
yeah.